Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the Toronto Blue Jays News Network, where we bleed blue and live for the game. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Today, we have 3 absolutely jam-packed updates about our Blue Army that have just come to notice a few hours ago. We are talking about massive free agency shifts, some underrated signings that could change our rotation, and a bidding war that proves our front office is not messing around this winter. So, if you are a true Jays fan, you do not want to miss these updates. And yes, before we start the video, I have a small request for you. If you are new to the channel, then please do not forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so that you can stay in the loop with everything happening at the Rogers Center. So let's dive right into today's first big headlines. Update 1. Phillies making moves. Is Bo gone for good? All right, folks, let us kick things off with our first major story of the day. And this one hits close to home because it involves a name we all know and have cheered for over the years, Bo Bichette. Update number 1. The Phillies are going all in on Bo Bichette. Is a reunion officially off the table? The Hot Stove League is beginning to heat up significantly, and unfortunately for those of us hoping for a quick reunion, the Philadelphia Phillies have emerged as a very serious suitor for Bo Bichette in Major League Baseball free agency. While it initially appeared that Philadelphia's payroll flexibility this offseason had already been used to re-sign their left-handed designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber, their front office seems prepared to make a second massive splash with its aggressive pursuit of Bichette. This is not just a rumor anymore. Momentum appears to be building rapidly. The Phillies reportedly held a face-to-face meeting with Bichette just this past Monday. According to John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia, that session went very well, fueling speculation that Philadelphia's interest is genuine and that they could be in a prime position to land one of the top free agents on the market. For the Phillies, adding the 27-year-old infielder would represent a significant addition to their lineup. And we know why. Just look at his impressive 2025 campaign. Bichette posted a batting average of .311, an on-base percentage of .357, and an on-base plus slugging percentage of .840. He smashed 18 home runs and drove in 94 runs across 139 games. Those are elite numbers. The fit in Philadelphia makes even more sense given Bichette's willingness to move off the shortstop position. With Trea Turner locked in at shortstop for them, Bichette has expressed openness to shifting to second base. That is a move that would strengthen the Phillies' infield while maximizing his offensive impact. Plus, the Phillies recently added Don Mattingly as a bench coach, giving Bichette the chance to reunite with a familiar voice if he chooses Philadelphia. However, there is a twist in this saga that just happened a few hours ago. While pursuing Bichette, the Phillies made another roster move on Tuesday. They announced a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates, acquiring right-handed pitcher Chase Sugart in exchange for minor league infielder Francisco Laredo. Sugart, a 29-year-old right-hander, adds pitching depth, having logged 53 2/3 big league innings with a 3.52 earned run average. But here is the catch. With that transaction, the Phillies' 40-man roster is currently full at 40 players. This creates a complication if their front office pushes forward with Bichette. To add him, someone would need to be designated for assignment or moved in a separate trade. This roster crunch proves one thing. If they clear space for Bo, they are 100% committed. For us Blue Jays fans, this is a critical moment. If the Phillies are willing to navigate a roster crunch and move players like Nick Castellanos or Alec Boehm to fit Bo in, it means the door might be closing on a Toronto return very soon. We need to watch this closely. That is the situation with our former shortstop. It is looking intense in Philly. But that is just the first piece of the puzzle. We have some major news coming up about 2 pitchers we just signed who are flying under the radar, but could be absolute game changers for our rotation and bullpen. Update 2. The hidden gems. 2 underrated signings that could win us the World Series. It is no secret that the Toronto Blue Jays have been one of the most aggressive teams this offseason. We have already added Dylan Cease to create an elite starting rotation, and we brought in third baseman Kazuma Okamoto to add serious power to the lineup. But sometimes, It is the moves that fly under the radar that make the biggest difference. According to a new report from Bleacher Report, the Blue Jays may have secured two massive bargains in free agency. First, let's talk about Cody Ponce. Toronto signed him in early December to a 3-year deal worth $30 million. Now, if you only remember him from his time with the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2021, you are missing the big picture. Ponce went overseas to the Korean baseball organization for a career reset, and he was nothing short of dominant. In 29 starts last year, Ponce pitched to a minuscule 1.89 earned run average with a whopping 252 strikeouts. He was even named the Korean Baseball Organization Most Valuable Player in 2025. But here is the most exciting part. His velocity has jumped. When he was with the Pirates, he was averaging 93 miles per hour. Now, he's sitting at 95 to 96 miles per hour and working his off-speed pitches much more effectively. As Joel Reuter noted, we do not even need him to be an ace. He's slotted in as our number 5 option. If he carries that form over, our rotation has the upside to be the best in the American League. Then we have the bullpen reinforcement, Tyler Rogers. Just 5 days after signing Ponce, we inked Rogers to a 3-year, $36 million deal. This guy is a workhorse. Last season, he pitched in a league-leading 81 games and allowed only 17 earned runs, giving him a 1.98 earned run average. Rogers is a unique weapon because of his submarine delivery. He has the lowest release point in baseball. Contrast that with someone like Trey Yesavage, who features the highest release point at 7.11 feet, and manager John Schneider has a nightmare matchup advantage to use against opposing hitters. Rogers ranks near the 100th percentile in barrel percentage and ground ball percentage. He makes life miserable for hitters, and if our defense stays strong behind him, he could easily earn his first All-Star nod in 2026. These two might not be on the front page of every newspaper, but they are exactly the kind of smart, high-value signings that championship teams are built on. So, we have the rotation set and the bullpen fortified, but the biggest question mark remains in the outfield. There is a massive bidding war happening right now involving the Mets, the Dodgers, and yes, your Toronto Blue Jays. And one insider just made a very bold prediction. Update 3, the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes, why the Mets and Dodgers should be scared. And now for the final and perhaps most explosive update of the day. If you thought the offseason was winding down, think again. We are currently in the middle of a high-stakes bidding war, and for once, the Toronto Blue Jays are the ones bullying the big market teams. The Toronto Blue Jays are apparently going all in on superstar outfielder Kyle Tucker. We know the front office has shown interest for weeks, but the intensity has just reached a boiling point. Recently, reports surfaced that the New York Mets have put a massive offer on the table, a short-term deal worth around $50 million per season. The Los Angeles Dodgers have also thrown their hat in the ring with interest in a similar short-term arrangement. Usually, when the Mets and Dodgers get involved, other teams back down. But not this time. Ben Nicholson-Smith, the Blue Jays insider for Sportsnet, just dropped a bold prediction. He stated that despite the deep pockets of New York and Los Angeles, those teams should be scared about Toronto's interest. He said, quote, "Look, they have had a great offseason so far. They are in this. The Mets and the Dodgers should be scared. Why the confidence? It comes down to the contract structure. ESPN's Jesse Rogers reports that while the Mets are offering short-term cash, the Toronto Blue Jays have officially made a long-term offer to Tucker. Tucker, who turns 29 this Saturday, is looking for security, and Toronto is the team most likely to give him that big-money, long-term deal he is seeking. This isn't just reckless spending, it is calculated aggression." Jeff Passan, the Major League Baseball insider for ESPN, has already called the Blue Jays an off-season winner. He noted that urgency is paramount in Toronto after our heartbreaking World Series loss to the Dodgers last year. With more than $85 million coming off our books next winter, the Blue Jays have the financial muscle to make this happen without crippling the future. Adding Tucker would be the ultimate counter move. He hit .266 with 22 home runs and 73 runs batted in last season with the Chicago Cubs. He is a 4-time Major League Baseball All-Star and one of the best left-handed hitters in the league. If Toronto lands him, it pushes us from contender to World Series favorite. The offer is on the table. The ball is now in Kyle Tucker's court. So there you have it, Jays Nation. The Phillies are trying to squeeze Bo Bichette into a full roster. We just signed 2 hidden gems in Ponce and Rogers who could revolutionize our pitching staff, and we are actively trying to steal Kyle Tucker right out from under the noses of the Mets and Dodgers. What a time to be a Blue Jays fan. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these updates has you the most excited? Do you think we should go all in on the long-term deal for Tucker, or are you still holding out hope for a Bo Bichette reunion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest breaking news, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Toronto Blue Jays News Network so you never miss a beat of this crazy offseason. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, keep the faith, and as always, let's go Blue Jays!